enterprise agents or small language models working with agents, right? I think it's important to define what an agent is. An agent is essentially, I think, in my opinion, three parts. Once, well, you have the intelligence layer, which is more of the decision maker. Then you have the memory layer, which learns and remembers things. And the third bit is the actions. What can the agent do? Can it perform something? Can it read? Can it write? Can it make a phone call? I think it's these three things together that sort of make an agent in any environment, in any setting. Now, small language models fit into the intelligence layer of the agent, right? And small language models off the shelf are really not that intelligent. I mean, when I say small, I mean anywhere between, I'd say 1 to 7 billion parameters in size, right? And they're not really very intelligent off the shelf, but they're really good students, and they're really, really good at absorbing knowledge if you teach them the right way, right? How you train when somebody new joins your company, or when you have an intern fresh off university coming in and you want to train them in how the organization works, they're fresh, they're ready to learn. A small language model is like that. If you feed it the right data of how you perform certain processes, you can fine-tune it to emulate that behavior. Yeah. And it's important to use a small language model and not a larger one here, because small language models are easily trainable. They require much less compute. You can fully fine-tune them instead of just building LoRa adapters on top of them, which you end up doing with the larger models, but smaller ones, you can do it entirely. That helps you instill much more deeper insights into the model itself when you're doing these fine-tunings. You can run RL on them as well. So if you want to do reasoning thinking, you want to run some GRPO chains on it, you can do that effectively, cheaply, and fairly fastly as compared to if you do it with a much bigger model. And for SLMs working in enterprises, it's essentially about capturing process knowledge. You just said, as a marketer, a lot of your job involves moving data from one place to the right place and then deploying it. But you do a lot of thinking in the middle, right? And this thinking is in your head. But if an agent or a system observes you for long enough, it can pick up on the intrinsic patterns of how and why you are making certain decisions, and then instill all of that knowledge into a model. And that's what we try to do when we fine-tune small language models, is instill these intrinsic patterns into them. Something you cannot achieve with prompting. Like a lot of times people confuse that, can we just prompt them? But then a lot of things are beyond sort of